Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Andy Beshear remains confident about medical marijuana being legalized here in the Commonwealth. And the governor files a lawsuit against some big names in our state government.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. The time is now 6 o'clock. I'm Keaton Hall. Dakota Makris is off this morning, as is Brandon Robinson. Let's check in with Evan Hatter for a look at your forecast this morning.
Hey, good morning, Keaton. Right at 6 o'clock. For some of us, it's been a rather soggy morning around the mountains. We will continue to watch the potential not only for showers and storms, but some of those could be on the strong to severe side as we finish things off throughout the day today. Let's go outside right now. I-75 at Mount Vernon. You see the blue tint to the sky. We're slowly getting that sun to rise this morning. It's not raining right now in Mount Vernon, but you still see the soggy roadway from the rain earlier. High-knob camera at UVA-wise. Sun is rising there, low 60s at this point. Many of us in the low to mid 60s already this morning. It's going to be a warm one out there today. We're going to be around average, but it will feel a little more humid because we've got this warm front moving through. The warm front's already brought showers right on top of Mount Gay right now, West Virginia there into parts of Logan County, getting in on some heavy rain before too long, not far from the center of Mingo County as well. And right on down from Lawrence County into Johnson and Floyd counties, seeing some heavy rain and a little pinpoint there of some heavy rain right on top of downtown Pikeville. Everything moving off to the north and east. Bus stop forecast, rainy in spots this morning, mid-60s. We try to get up into the 70s this afternoon, but scattered showers and storms will be with us, and some of those could be strong to severe. I'll have the very latest on when those storms move in and the main threats coming up in just a few minutes. Keaton?
Yes, Evan did work the 11 last night, and he is here with us this morning. Thanks, Evan. Governor Andy Beshear is sounding confident that he'll have the leeway to take action and make medical marijuana legally accessible in Kentucky. The comments yesterday came as his legal team reviews his options, on a long-running issue that stalled in the legislature. In yesterday's Team Kentucky news conference, the governor said he believes there will be room for some executive action.
It is time for, call it medical cannabis or medical marijuana in Kentucky. It is the will of the people.
The governor first floated the possibility of executive action 1 month ago. Since then, the latest bill to legalize medical marijuana died in the Republican-led state Senate. Governor Andy Beshear is also suing all of Kentucky's constitutional officers. The governor filed suit yesterday against Attorney General Daniel Cameron, Secretary of State Michael Adams, State Treasurer Allison Ball, State Auditor Mike Harmon, and Ag Commissioner Ryan Quarles. The lawsuit is over House Bill 334, which would remove current members of the Executive Branch Ethics Commission. It also shifts the majority of the appointments to the other state officers. Governor Beshear vetoed the bill, having referred to it as unconstitutional and a Republican power grab, but lawmakers overrode it. Secretary Adams calls the bill a, quote, good government bill, which prevents a governor from stacking the Ethics Commission with his cronies, end quote. One local Circuit Court clerk is facing a rebuke from the state's highest court. A release from the Supreme Court of Kentucky says Chief Justice John Minton publicly reprimanded Laurel County Circuit Court clerk Roger Schott. The action was for violations of the Kentucky Court of Justice personnel policies and the Code of Conduct for Circuit Court clerks. The release said a complaint was filed in 2021 saying Schott fired an employee without following policies put in place. The Kentucky primary election is just around the corner, and starting in less than 1 week on May 12th, Kentuckians can get out and vote. There are 4 ways to cast your vote in the upcoming Kentucky primary: in person on Election Day, May 17th, or early voting, which runs from the 12th through the 14th. In-person absentee ballots are also now available for those who may be out of town on Election Day. And for people who can't vote in person due to age or health reasons, absentee ballots can be mailed or dropped off at the county clerk's office. As a reminder, election officials say you must bring a government-issued ID to vote. Big news for Kentucky Power customers. The Public Service Commission approved the sale of the company to Liberty Utilities. WYMT's Dakota Makris talked with mountain lawmakers who are now calling it a win-win, but they still have some concerns.
The Kentucky Public Service Commission approved the sale of Kentucky Power on Wednesday, and members of the Mountain Caucus tell me they worked hard to get a better deal on the sale for Eastern Kentuckians. Representative Angie Hatton says Liberty Utilities paid more than $580 million more than what AEP is worth.
We were asking that 90% of that be returned to their customers. What we got was between $113 million and $158 million, and that's not nothing.
It is a nearly $3 billion sale. The Public Service Commission stated Liberty would also take on more than $1 billion in debt.
We're also concerned about why anyone would bid that much more for a company here where the poorest people in the world are paying these rates.
There are some conditions to the sale. Hatton says AEP was ordered to pay $40 million in fuel adjustments to customers, along with paying them back for subsidizing other affiliates at the expense of Kentuckians.
Our biggest concern is the way that AEP has treated us all these years, overcharging their customers and underinvesting in the region.
Failure to address that issue will result in an additional $45 million payment to Kentucky Power customers. Co-chair of the Mountain Caucus, Senator Brandon Smith, says there are some wins to the approval.
The arrow shifted in favor of the ratepayer, and that's a win. You know, we don't have the power to stop and block a sale, and that was never the intent. This deal going forward will help make the rates, I feel, more stable. It will take away the fluctuations. I think it's going to make them more affordable.
Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
A Kentucky Power spokesperson says additional regulatory approvals from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and the Public Service Commission of West Virginia are expected in the near future. AppHarvest is on track to add 3 new farms by the end of the year. The Lexington Herald reports one of the farms will grow tomatoes in Richmond, the second salad greens in Berea, and the third will be a berry farm in Somerset. Those will be in addition to AppHarvest's Moorhead location. It grew and sold almost 7 million pounds of tomatoes in the first quarter this year. AppHarvest plans to be financially self-sufficient by the end of the year. A Southern Kentucky entertainment venue and what many are calling a landmark has closed. The 27 Twin Drive Inn will not be opening this summer. The family-run business had been open since the late 1960s. WYMT's Phil Pendleton talked with the owner about why it's closing and has reaction from people who say going to the movies will never be the same.
For more than 50 years, the 27 Drive-In was much more than simply just a place to go see a movie.
It was an experience, and it's just it was wholesome, family fun, and it's something that everyone could be a part of.
That won't be the case this summer. The owner says she had to make the difficult decision not to reopen.
So the first thing that popped into my mind was just shock and sadness. We had made so many good memories there.
Owner Brenda Roden tells me that she appreciates what this community has done for them over the decades the drive-in has been in operation. She says she did not do this to make the public mad. She simply did it for her health. Roden says she worked at drive-ins ever since she was 15, but times have changed, and while it has been their livelihood, she says the combination of many factors damaged the viability of the operation.
It just made Somerset a special place to live, and so without it, it's just not going to seem as special anymore.
Few drive-ins are left throughout Kentucky. According to driveinmovie.com, there's only 7 drive-ins open in the entire state.
We had so many good memories there, I just can't even name one, because it's just every time was a good time. You were never disappointed.
In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The owner tells us she had not made any definite decisions on what the future may hold, but she will still maintain the drive-in grounds. Yesterday, students and faculty at Emelina Elementary School in Knott County honored a beloved bus driver. Students released balloons in memory of Elvin Hurt, a bus driver who had been with the school since 2014. The balloons were released from the bus Hurt used to drive every day. People that knew him well say he loved cheering on sports teams in the area and was well known as a fan.
Elvin was just a good friend. He was a jewel. He started driving a bus when my daughter was in kindergarten, and she's in 7th grade now, and so he was just a great friend. He loved the kids. He loved all the kids in Knott County.
To help out the students, in any way he could.
A busy weekend kicks off with a busy Friday forecast as we continue our severe weather alert day coverage. Outside right now, relatively quiet from our camera at Buffalo Mountain, but you can see the turbulence in those clouds. We've got quite a bit to go through before all is said and done on this severe weather alert day. Temperatures remain in the low to mid 60s at this hour, so it is a mild and muggy start to our Friday morning. Warm front moving through right now. The rain continues to push out from this round, but more is on the way as we head over the next little bit. So keep the WYMT weather app handy. Go ahead and download it if you don't have it already. Scan that QR code in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You'll be taken to where you can download it, because not only will you get our latest forecast and latest radar imagery in the palm of your hand, but you'll also get alerts as they're issued for your location right in the palm of your hand. An indispensable tool to have during spring severe weather season. Keaton?
Thanks, Evan, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the 9 Supreme Court justices are given some extra security due to threats being made against them, but that's on the way.
I'm Ray Jones. For 20 years in the Senate, my opponent donated to my